An experiment was conducted at the University of Kansas by Batson, in which he brought his students into his lab in teams of 2, under the guise that they were there to study the effects of unequal reward upon teamwork. Team members were kept in separate rooms and informed that they would not meet during the course of the experiment. Each team was given specific details and instructions of the experiment. These were: one member of the team would be awarded for correct answers to a quiz, while the other team member would receive nothing. Each team member was also told that there was a secondary element being measured. They would decide who would receive the reward and who doesn't, and that their team member would be told that the outcome was decided at random. They were told they could make the decision in any way they liked, and to assist them in their decision making they were given a coin to flip if they so wished. The coin was handed to them in a sealed plastic bag in order to measure who used the coin and who didn't, and roughly 50% tore open the bag. Of those who did not use the bag, 90% gave the rewards to themselves. Of the 50% that did open the bag, it was expected that the reward would be received at a roughly 50-50 split. But that's not what happened. Instead, of the 50% who opened the bag, 90% still gave themselves the reward. In a questionnaire the subjects filled out after completing the experiment, those who had flipped the coin stated that they swore that they conducted the experiment in an ethical manner. Batson wondered whether people were tricking themselves by being vague as to what side of the coin meant which. In other words, people would flip the coin and then go, "Oh yeah, heads, that means, oh yeah, I get the reward." So he labelled each side of the coin and ran the experiment again. But surprise, surprise, the labelling had no effect. The people flipping the coin still came out with the reward 90% of the time. Only by running the experiment again, with a large mirror placed directly in front of the participants and stressing the importance of fairness prior to the commencement of the experiment, did the outcome of those flipping the coin approach an even 50-50 split. But here's the kicker. A few weeks prior to running the experiment, Batson had given each of the participants a questionnaire on morality. Using the data he had collected from the questionnaire, he was able to track the actual behaviour of individuals against their own self-reported moral opinions of themselves. What he found was that the people who reported being most concerned about caring for others and most concerned about issues of social responsibility were more likely to open the bag containing the coin, but were not more likely to give the other person the reward. In other words, people who think they are particularly moral are in fact more likely to do the right thing, flip the coin, but when the coin comes out against them, they find a way to ignore it and follow their own self-interests. Batson called this tendency to value the appearance of morality over actual morality moral hypocrisy. So what can we take away from this experiment? Well, a nice good shovel load of humility. In an era where virtue signalling has become a new religion, rest assured that we are nearly all self-righteous, self-serving, self-interested scumbag hypocrites who tilt the scales in favour of themselves even when they swear they don't. It is worth noting that in each run of the experiment, there were always a portion of participants who really did show a standalone degree of nobility and fairness, and thank God those people truly do exist. But by the law of averages, you're probably not one of them. And if you think you are, well, I did say there were 2 types of people out there.